Welcome in, Renegade. Sorry for my silhouette here. My window's not cooperating, but we are live here today with the man, the myth, the legend, Meta Owl. He was one of my very first supporters when I started making ICP content, and we just connected today. It was great to meet you. I would like you to just introduce yourself to these people, these great renegades here, and just tell them a little bit about yourself, kind of, how you got into ICP and what you're doing in the ecosystem. You told me you're a gamer from way back in the day on Web 2. And did that kind of help you come to the internet computer? Just tell us your story real quick.
Sure. Colin is my name, better known as Meta Owl on the ICP.
Nice to meet you, Colin.
Absolutely. Let's see. I think kind of my journey in Web3, although it wasn't Web3 at the time, is actually Magic the Gathering. Are you familiar with Magic the Gathering?
Oh yeah, man. My brother was huge into Magic. I didn't really play it much. I played more Yu-Gi-Oh, but I definitely would play it like nowadays for sure.
So Magic the Gathering, probably, I'm not sure how many years ago, but over 10, maybe 20 years ago, started Magic Online, where they made direct replicas of the cards that you could trade online for tickets that you could trade in for cash. So yeah, Magic the Gathering Online has been holding basically NFTs on, yeah, and you've been able to trade those for cash for a long time. So I have a huge Magic the Gathering Online collection, and I basically just cash out tickets like whenever I want. It's like pretty unbelievable.
Can you
So
trade those? Like, is there a way to trade one for another? Like you would, like, say you went to your friend's house, you have like a badass card and you want their badass card. Is there a way to do a
yeah,
direct
absolutely.
trade?
You could just do that with your friends, yeah. But you can set up bots that has your collection in there, and it just shows your entire collection, and anybody can go onto your bot and then buy them anytime. So there's probably 20,000 bots or something that sell cards.
So you were preparing for NFTs before they were a thing?
Pretty much, yeah. Huge collector since day one. Love collecting. Yep.
That's what's up, man. So how did you make that transition from like Web 2 and like collecting like that over even to crypto? And was ICP your first crypto, or how did you find ICP?
Yeah, Ethereum was my first crypto, like almost everyone. I did tons of trading on there. The DeFi was pretty cool. I got into the NFTs. I actually even had one of those Logan Paul eggs. So actually, I had a bunch of them. Are you familiar with the eggs? Crypto
Was
Zoo.
that the Crypto Zoo?
Yeah, Crypto Zoo.
Oh damn.
I sold before I lost anything, but the gas fees were just too much. So probably right after that, I said, nah, no more ether. And obviously ICP doesn't have gas fees like that, so it's pretty hard to go back to gas fees when we don't have them.
Yeah, back in the day, you were talking about DeFi on Ethereum. It was beautiful. I don't know if you ever got on the compound wave, but when BAT, Basic Attention Token, came out
Hmm.
very first and Brave came out, you were able to basically lend out your Ethereum, I think, or your compound, and earn BAT as collateral for that, and as I think interest. And the interest on loaning out and borrowing BAT token was astronomical. You would just get a crazy amount of BAT, and that happened for like the first like 6 months. And then Compound absolutely dumped because they took that off of there. And the thing is, any profit you would make, the gas fees would make it so where you couldn't like make as much money as you would have, because you're paying like $20 to $50, in gas fees during the bull market to get your BAT out, which you're making like $100, $200, but that's still like a big draw.
Yeah.
So I get that transition, looking for cheaper gas fees and faster transaction finalities. And that's why the future of blockchain is the internet computer, and how Dominic Williams always talks about it, right? And I always feel like a robot just or AI repeating what he's saying. But it's the fastest, most scalable blockchain out there. And the way that it actually interacts is just the future of blockchain. And we need more people to understand that, from Ethereum, from Solana, from, AVAX, which I heard they had a downtime today on AVAX for like 2 hours. Six Figs posted that. But what do you think about, the future of blockchain evolving from gas fees that are super high because they want to pay the miners, right? And they want to, make the network more valuable. But the evolution of blockchain has gone from Bitcoin to Ethereum, now to internet computer. And I just like your opinion and maybe a little explanation on what you see as the future of the progression and where we are now and where you think we could be, in the future too.
Well,
That's a lot of questions.
Probably the big thing is ICP has proof of useful work, which is a big thing.
Okay.
We only want to be paying for useful work. The other thing is Ethereum really doesn't have like the canister technology. Everything's so much. You can't have games. You can't have social. You can't have anything on there. Basically, it's all on AWS. So it's really not a competition. Do you know of any competitors?
So for the internet computer, there is a couple, but they're really smaller blockchains. Like I saw on Coinbase. Let me see if I can tell you real quick, because there was one. Oh crap! Well, we lost MetaOwl for a second, but there is one here on Coinbase. Let me look into my rewards here. Okay, he's back. So let me just look in here on the rewards page. Oh, I can earn $5 on Coinbase right now. If you guys didn't know, you could earn, Bitcoin. Let's see. Task history. Damn, it's not on here anymore. Damn it. But yeah, anyway, whatever it was, I think Vara is like a possible competitor to the internet computer. But where is this other one? Because when I learned about this one, it had the exact, I was like, maybe it's Onyx Coin. I don't remember which one. But they were talking about like everything being stored on chain, but it's like a top 600 crypto. Mm-hmm. And so like the closest competitors to the internet computer don't even have the market cap of like a crappy meme coin on the internet computer, Yeah. So that's the kind of thing that there's no real
to get this done, you need all the cryptographers and everything that Dfinity has.
And I think Vara like has cryptographers, but not like ones from Google, IBM, these big conglomerates that have the best tech professionals in the world. I think that's very important. And the future is going to be AI. It's going to be gaming and VR, because everybody wants like an immersive technology. VR has become very, very popular in the Web 2 world, in the traditional, marketplace. And so in the blockchain world, these are things like, those games, like you go to like PAX or any convention, you jump in the car and like you feel the car move and everything. That is eventually going to be on blockchain. I think VR coupled with that kind of technology, so it's a fully immersive game. You're getting the visual with the VR, you're getting the physical with the actual movement of the vehicle. And that was one of my favorite things going to PAX convention, is playing those games, because I really feel like I'm in that game doing that. And I think the internet computer is the only blockchain that is able to do that kind of thing at this point. Because what are you going to do? Pay $50 to play that game in Ethereum to pay for the gas fee? And then every time you load a new track, you have to pay another gas? It just couldn't work.
Well, I mean, every move in a video game, every punch, every turn, every button press, that is basically an NFT. That's a transaction. So
Hmm.
so having a game on the blockchain is pretty far in the future and not as super necessary as one would think. That's
Okay.
why Ethereum has, just has the on-chain stuff on chain and has everything else on AWS. It'd be nice to move some of that stuff to the blockchain. But the cool thing about ICP and the blockchain and AI and stuff like that is being able to hold your data on a canister without having anybody else um, being able to mess with it or see it. ICP is going to allow you to have all of your healthcare information stored so only you and whoever you want can see it. So right now all your healthcare information is in a hospital somewhere on Web 2 where anybody can hack it and does hack it and it's easy to find. In the future, all that stuff will be in a canister of your own canister, and you'll choose who gets to see that when they get to see that. The other thing, it will be anonymous when they see it as well, which is cool. The same thing with the AI, right? You're training these AIs on everything about yourself, right? So you don't want to just give that to an AWS server so somebody can hack it and know everything about you and copy your life. You're gonna want all of that on your own personal canister, right?
Okay.
That's where the AI in ICP is really gonna take off. That's where healthcare and ICP is really gonna take off. That's where your finances, having all your finances on that canister so nobody can see it. Pictures, anything important, you know what I mean, you'll be able to keep private with ICP. That's what it really enables.
That's good, man, because we need that kind of security, especially medical records. Like I get messages sometimes. It's like, oh, your medical records have been hacked. We're sorry, we don't know if your information was stolen or whatever,
Yeah.
but we have to let you know that there was a breach in our system. And I'm like, whoa, what do you mean? Like now
Yeah.
some random person has my medical information? Like how is that possible? So maybe multi-signature transactions, where both you and the medical provider would have to both sign the transaction, for them to be, they couldn't sign it without you. You can't sign it without them. I think that would be a way to mitigate those, hacks and stuff like that. And I think that could progress to even more financial stuff if they can find a way to do the multi-sig transactions.
Well, Web3 is all about cryptography, right? And not being able to hack things. That's the beauty of it. So yeah, once everything is on blockchain, it will be hopefully unhackable. That's really the hope too.
Yeah, as long as there isn't like a third party bridge, and that's the cool part about moving like a bunch of Ethereum AWS servers to the internet computer, is that it could scale Ethereum and have, like, say Ethereum wants to put all of their NFTs from a certain portion of all the collections or all the collections on OpenSea, right? And then integrate that with the internet computer. Then you could store all of the Ethereum NFTs on the internet computer as a storage instead of AWS, and then it be integrated through the CK Ethereum ECDSA threshold signing so that it can be secure. And then you could actually store that or any of the data, like instead of having oracles, right? Maybe move that kind of stuff that you would need the oracles for Ethereum onto the internet computer because you don't need oracles, and then have it run. I'm not a big tech guy, but I mean, that seems like it would work,
Yeah, there's so many things. Another thing too, not that a canister can't get hacked, but when a canister does get hacked, it's not connected to other people's canisters. So if you
Right. So they
mess
can't
up,
just go through and
yeah, hack
screw
everybody.
everybody at once. They have to like do one screw at a
Yeah,
time.
it's just way harder.
Good. Good, man. That's what we need. That's the security of the internet computer. And people were like, "What?" I remember, and I'm sure you heard the same thing in the bear market. Like, why are you investing in internet computer? It's just going to go to zero. This is the worst, price movement ever. Did you listen to that, or did you just, research on your own? Did you understand what the internet computer is, and how'd you fight the FUD, man? Like, that's a question I want to ask.
Yeah, just kept my head down, kept building. I mean, I'm looking at all of the information, so I have more of it than other people. So I really I wasn't affected by any of the FUD, because I kind of knew what was happening before a lot of people. Um, yeah, I've been messing around with ICP since Genesis, so I've seen it basically everything and heard everything, and that's basically what I do is just look up information. So
Did you buy anywhere close to the top? I bought at $44, I think was my highest.
I'm pretty sure my first buy was maybe like 250 or something, but I sold it at like 240 or something, and then tried to buy back in at 150 and sold at 140. And
So you
I
dollar
just
cost averaging. That's smart
well
because
I just sold out of it and then bought back in. I didn't keep. I don't.
even down at 150, you just kept selling when it went down.
So well, I lost. So if you buy at 150, right, you sell at 140, you lost $10.
Okay.
Yeah. So then when it goes down to whatever the next number is, say $30, and you spend that $130 on there, you get 4 ICP or whatever. It's better than keeping the
The
$100 in
one and then
ICP.
only having one worth $30 instead of that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense,
So a
man.
lot.
That's actually pretty smart.
I always hear people saying that. I'm like, why would you do that? Like, you still have faith in ICP. Just buy back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense, man. Damn,
Doesn't
that's like a new skill I'm gonna add to my trading list now.
Yeah. So I never really lost very much on it, even though it was going down the whole time. I was just like, dang, I lost another dollar or whatever.
Right. Yeah, and that's just short term. It's like, so did at first did you not believe in the tech? Were you following the wave, or did
No,
you
I
research?
love the tech. I love the whole idea right from the beginning. Yeah, even when Dom was talking about I forgot what it's called, but I don't know, some kind of like thing where all the cell phones would be the nodes. This was
What? That's
like a
before
week,
me.
yeah,
Damn.
like a week after Genesis or something, all the crap happened, right? And I feel like they're almost considering like doing like a remix of the whole project in a way. They ended up not doing that at all.
Yeah,
But
because remember the Solana phone was huge back then. And so I think that's where, their mindset was like, oh,
I
Solana's
feel like
gonna
this
have
is
a
way before
phone.
the Solana phone. But
Oh, it was? Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
this was probably 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, or something. I don't know.
wasn't that the Solana phone came out in the bull run, so I'm not sure.
I think it was. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everything's going by. It's just such a blur.
Yeah, and that's the thing is this technology is going to move so fast. Like the artificial intelligence capabilities. I just want to go into your project a little bit. I want to shill it, even though you didn't ask me to. You're like, I don't really care either way, but I do want to shill it because I think you're a good person for the
We've been
community.
chilling it the whole time. I got my hat on right here.
Oh, for sure. And I just like what you're doing and what you told me before we started here because you're utilizing AI capabilities from ChatGPT for your project that you're working on, the Meta Owl token, and for also, or was that just for Personal DAO?
I use ChatGPT for everything.
Everything.
It's a great thing. But I do have bots for each of them that if you ask a question about it, it will give you an answer, an original answer every single time you ask it. It's phenomenal, and it's straight on point because you make it yourself. You tell it exactly all the information. You can load in websites. You can load in, you know, uh, data, anything you want, and create your own bot. So pretty sweet.
So how would somebody utilize your bot? That's what I want to know. How if they wanted to ask a question about Meta Owl token, or Personal DAO, how would they do that?
You would go to ChatGPT and you'd go to Meta Owl token, and then you just ask it any question you want. The bot's called Meta Owl token.
So you would have to have like some kind of a membership to ChatGPT to
Yeah,
do
you
that?
would have to have the ChatGPT subscription. Yeah.
And how much is that for the listeners? Do you know?
I believe it's $20 for the cheapest. Let me see.
And is that per month or per
Yeah, it
year?
is per month.
Per month. Okay. Damn, they making
But
money over there because how they had what like a billion users in like a day or so or something like that. I don't know.
yeah, well, I guess Sam's asking for $7 trillion for the for to do the next thing.
Damn.
Yeah,
7 billion. Just
7
immediately
trillion.
7
7
trillion.
trillion.
What?
Yeah, it's a
That
lot.
that's more money than anybody in the world single-handedly has.
I hope I'm right about that 7 trillion. Somebody check me on that.
That's okay. We'll go with 7 trillion, even if it's not right, because that's crazy. So, yeah, I did. I thought maybe is there a way to integrate Chat GPT into like a server, like maybe Discord or like a open chat? Is there a way? Because I think that's the future, like these Web3 dApps having AI functionalities built within, the user interface. Do you know about
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And like I got a Meta Owl token like website that's on ICP or whatever. It's
No
just
way.
a
You
yeah,
went with the because I was thinking about doing that, and someone's like, "Nah, it ain't worth." I think it was Slayfin. He's like, "It's not worth it to do that," and I'm like, "But I want a website on ICP." So
of
go ahead, finish.
course.
But I wanted to
Why
throw that.
wouldn't you? Right? But yeah, there's not much going on with it. It's just, explains it just has the links to ICPSwap or whatever. Um, but I'll once ChatGPT isn't so expensive, and it's probably going to be free at some point for people to use these bots on other people's sites. I'll just have that on my site, and there should be other cool things I'll be able to do on there as well.
That's badass, man. I love your vision. I honestly didn't know if you were a real person for the longest time. I was like, man, I hope this is a real person. Now I get to see your face. So
That's
this is
fun.
great. So I want to talk about Dominic Williams a little bit for a second because he is one of the main reasons that I got into the internet computer. It was the technology I had to learn over time because you can't learn about all the capabilities of the internet computer in like one day, but you can believe in a person, right? And that's where I've found my most success is when I connect with people like in the blockchain, and that's what drew me to the internet computer. How do you think Dominic Williams has handled being the leader of Dfinity? How do you think he has handled, kind of all the BS that happened? And how do you think he is planning to evolve this technology so that everybody can use it?
Dom's a rock star, he's handling it well. I mean, we've seen all of the other founders, um, and he's the coolest, right?
Well, I mean, he takes things with the grace of a ballerina and the fist of an MMA fighter, right? So
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
and Hoskinson's kind of a little whiner in a way. Like I love
they all
ADA.
have their quirks. I like Dom.
Yeah, nothing bad against Charles, man. So how do you
Right.
think he's going to progress us forward, though? Like he is a rock star. What do you think his plans are?
I mean, he's given everybody the tools. It's just like I said earlier before um, even the best developers are on their learning curve. You know what I mean? Because everything's so new. So that's just where we're at. Like, most of the community is about teaching people how to, use and build on ICP right now.
So he's not just giving a man a fish; he's teaching him how to fish.
Well, yeah, that and like a lot of people are expecting there to be this big promotion trying to bring in new people to the IC, right? Like everybody's like, why aren't they promoting? You know what I mean?
I've thought that too, but
That's not that's not how
that's
you
fine.
do it.
Not
That's not
tied
how
in.
you do it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just that kind of how MetaOwl token is. You got to take it as it's coming. Um, the e- Everything will be built, and once everything's built, then people will really like it. If you bring in people and everything's not built, what are you expecting?
Man, that's like the lesson of the day for me in my project too. But so yeah, I agree 100%. You have to have things ready, and I'm learning that being on the creative side. How did you? I want to hear about Personal DAO. We'll go to that first, and then I want to talk about MetaOwl token. But for Personal DAO, like how did you guys kind of put that together, or how did you become a part of it? You don't have to go into a lot of what you guys are doing if you don't want to, but kind of how and what do you guys stand for? That's what I want to know. How did you get into it, and what do you stand for?
Yeah. So how do we get into it? All right. So Jesse Williams, he's the developer, creator of Personal DAO. Um, he reached out to me.
ICP, Jesse?
Yeah. No, probably maybe a different one than you're thinking
Okay, my bad.
of. He reached out to me on District. Obviously, I had a pretty big following there. I was doing pretty good. So he reached out to me and brought me onto the team. Um, we changed what his original idea was. His original idea was the digital time capsule, which was like um, a journal plus more, you know. Um, and then we just kind of developed it into Personal DAO, which will basically kind of exemplify everything that ICP is built for and made for. Um, we're utilizing the canister technology to basically allow a novice or somebody that's not a developer to be able to capitalize on all the ICP awesomeness, the ability to store stuff on a canister, you know. So
So
that's
it's
basically
it's like a mediary for those. It's kind of like a plug-in type deal, but on the blockchain to help people interact with the level of skill they have compared to the level of skill they need.
right. You know, you to have your own canister that's not controlled by somebody else, you would have to know a lot about coding and
Right.
stuff.
And a lot of
So
people don't know how to code, and if they do, possibly not on Motoko.
exactly.
So
So we're going to set up an infrastructure where people can, you know, utilize a canister, and then instead of them having to update or a third party update, have control of it and update that canister, they're basically going to be able to choose to update that canister on their own. Now, obviously, controlling a canister also means you control and have to pay for the cycles on that canister, right?
right.
Right. Storing stuff on a canister. Now you are in control of paying for the storage of that, which isn't much because we're on ICP, which is great. But that's another thing. So it's going to be it'll be interesting because people will be able to use ICP in a whole different way and really show what ICP can do.
I think that's great. Utilizing the technology that's already there and making it digestible for the consumer is absolutely what we need to do here. I didn't know what you guys were doing over there. I saw a lot about it.
Yeah,
Can people
it's
go look
also
at?
it's a DAO too. It's a
Is it
wallet, it's a DAO, it's a personal DAO. So you'll be able to invite whoever you want in there. You guys will be able to store your monies together, loan against your staked ICP, hopefully. And yeah, it'll be
so?
almost like a
It is a DAO, or it's becoming a DAO.
so so your personal DAO, right? Your canisters that we're making will be your
Okay,
personal DAO.
I get it.
The
I get
company
it.
personal DAO above that will be a DAO probably in the future past
So
that.
it's your
But
own personal. Let's get that. Let's get that point out to everybody right now that it is not technically a DAO as a company, but it's a personal DAO to anybody that uses it because you have control over your canister. And so, can people vote on that then? They're whatever they do, like how.
they'll be voting. Yep, they'll be voting on the personal DAO. So I mean, you guys will be, yeah, you'll be able to make choices, decide how money is spent. Maybe
Within your
invest,
canister, right? Within your
maybe
project.
invest in other projects. Maybe somebody like, because Jesse's idea was a lot is basically on family and community. So your family can have these things, or your community can have these things. And when something happens in your family where you guys need some cash or whatever, you can use it like that.
Okay.
But I mean, you can use your imagination where like a sports team or like tons of any different thing could utilize this to, you know, to their advantage.
Yeah, even projects like Elementum card game, like you were
Yep.
talking about Magic the Gathering, but they could have like their whole thing in the personal DAO, right? And then just use the canister that you guys
Yeah.
have to
You
keep
can
the game.
your Renegade NFTs,
Mhm.
those can be entry passes to your personal DAO. So anybody that has a
What?
Renegade, yeah. So a lot of people, a lot of projects, a lot of people are going to be using it in the future.
Dude,
But
that's badass, man. I didn't
but
know that. It's like a
Jesse's
gatekeeping then.
Jesse's working away. I don't want to put too much pressure on him.
Yeah, no, good job, Jesse, man. Good ideas. Damn, I'm really glad I had you on the show today. Yeah, personal DAO is now something that I'm definitely probably going to be promoting without you asking, because like I promote things that I use and that I care about. So I'm going to be watching your guys' project. Keep me updated, on what I can share or whatnot.
Yeah,
But I would like to go. So I realized you didn't have the Meta Owl token before you were CMO for Personal DAO. How did that come about? And that's completely separate from this project, right? This is a project of your own undertaking.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is. It will. I mean, it, the people of my of Meta Owl token, just like a NFT project can have its own personal DAO, will have its own personal DAO. You know what I
Nice,
mean?
for
So
sure.
I mean,
Damn,
we're
Renegade might have to too now. You might have to help me with that once you guys get things situated.
absolutely, and there'll be some. Are you in the personal DAO Discord server?
No, but damn, you need to send that to me. You can send it to me on Twitter, and I'll post it in the chat if that's okay. Or
Yeah, I'll post it on Twitter, and you can grab it from there after this.
okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. Just send it to me DM, and then I will put it in the comments and the description too. So you can get Meta Owl token on ICPSwap right now. Are you guys listed on ICPSwap yet?
Yeah,
So you're listed at you don't have to add the canister, you're completely listed.
yeah.
Sweet. So
We were listed before like all the IR. What is it? The token that you got?
the
What are the
Renegade?
inscription tokens? What are they called?
Oh, ICS.
ICS. Yeah, I was listed before that. I think I was the 59th token or something.
What? Dang, bro. So you can just look up Meta Owl token. I saw it pop up in my feed. I should have known that it was listed there because it popped up in my my scrolling feed for swapping on ICPSwap. So duh. But yeah, so Meta Owl token you can get on ICPSwap. Just look up Meta Owl. This guy is just a good dude, and we need more people like you in the space. And the projects are not easy, man. I don't care what anybody says who's out there doing this. Especially you're willing to put a face to the token now and people see who you are. I think we need more like that and people that are respected in the community. And I think you're very respected. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about you.
And they better
So
not.
no, because you don't do stupid stuff. Like
Yeah.
I just have a weird personality, so some people don't like me. But as for leaders in the space, I think you're one of the biggest leaders, and I think it's just from your dedication. It shows how you built District. It shows how you've supported. I've seen you tweet out so many different people's videos like Bitcoin Bros, Jerry Banfield on District. You've just been one of the biggest supporters for the community. So I want to say thank you for that, and thank you for supporting the channel, our community and everything, bro. It means a lot, and yeah, I just want to thank you for that. So let's get into some questions now. If you guys have questions about MetaOwl, Personal DAO, or anything else, just let us know. But smash that like button first. Get this out to other people. And Damien smashed it already. So Charles is a fat cat, too fat. He says Sui is biggest ICP competitor. What do you think about that?
I don't know everything about Sui, so.
Yeah, neither do I. So obviously it's not ICP's biggest competitor because we haven't heard of it yet. And you think if it was ICP's biggest competitor, we've heard something about it. So
who knows? The media is messed up. They're not going to tell us. So maybe our guy just gave us a hint.
He said he gave us a hint. I think Vara is a bigger competitor than Sui, but that's just my opinion. He says, how has the market been favoring you this past month so far? So not about price or anything, because we can't really talk about that, but how has the market been favoring the project? Like with people coming into the space, have you seen like a big growth or influx into MetaOwl token, or people interested in something like Personal DAO? Have you noticed any significant change at all?
I think everything's been pretty good for everything. I mean, hopefully we're coming into a bull market, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, April's the Bitcoin halving.
Yeah, if you look at the Bitcoin numbers compared to currency deflation, Bitcoin's doing really well around the world compared to all the different currencies. I don't know if you saw Bob Bodley's post about that.
No, dang it.
It was a good post. But yeah, things look bright. We're interested in AI and crypto and blockchain. That's the future. So
it is, man. And since December, the thing is, you were talking about riding the waves, and we need to do that with people coming into the market, because like 90% of the people, or well, I'd say probably 80% of the people in crypto are in it strictly for profit. And then there's another, like I'd say 18% that are in it for both profit and building. And then there's like 2% that are just in it for building alone. And so all of the people that have been in for whatever reason it is, they can utilize these big pumps when the price of ICP does go up to shill their project out, because that's when people are flooding into the market. My channel absolutely went parabolic when it went from $3 to $12 those 2 months afterwards. So I think it's very important to notice the price. We don't have to talk about it, but to notice it in conjunction with people coming into the market. And I think that's kind of where King Love was going with this, is that with the market conditions come access to more customers, more people to utilize the technology. And I don't even like to call them customers, because more of a community than customers. So yeah, I agree with that, King Love, 100%. Do you think that the MetaOwl token will be listed on any centralized exchange in the future?
It's the first creator token on ICP, so
it is, and we might change ours from a meme coin to a creator token because of MetaOwl. We'll be the second one.
Yeah.
But I mean, man, I would love to have you on the team, but we can't afford you, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but no, that offer is open. If you ever want to come on the Renegade team, man, you're always well. Maybe you could help, tidy up our project. But that you don't have to answer right now. Just keep that in the back of your mind.
For sure. I'm here for you if you need anything, for sure.
That's good, man. I appreciate it because, man, most people won't like tell me how it is, bro, and I respect you for that. Like we had some DMs, and you're honest with me, even if you don't think I want to hear it. And
Yeah.
that,
Do you remember what I first told you?
yeah.
Way back?
Oh, dang! I remember that. Like I read it the other day too, and now I can't remember what it was. Oh my god, dude! Refresh my memory, bro.
Something about TA.
Yes. Okay. Damn, I read that. I just read it like 2 days ago too. I think you were saying don't concentrate as much on the TA. You
Yeah.
know. God.
Focus on interviews.
Hey, and that's where the channel's going too. You know,
Yeah.
I only use TA because people want to make money, and it gets people to hear about the ecosystem, and it builds community. I
But
let my
it's cheap. It's cheap. It's
true.
cheap
This,
community.
this is the meat and potatoes, bro. That so the TA is the broccoli, right? This is the meat and potatoes right here.
Yeah. And plus TA means nothing, technically.
Because it doesn't always play out. That's
Well,
the thing.
how
You could
could it? How could it? Because the interviews is where you get the alpha. You're
exactly,
not
and that's
gonna,
what
you're not
people
giving,
want.
you're not telling anybody anything they don't know when they're looking at a chart. Like it's either going up or it's going down. And I hope just anybody with like, at least like 100 IQ can figure out what the chart looks like.
That's true. I mean, yeah, it's hard to guess the breakouts, but yeah, no, I
And that
100% get what you're
another
saying.
thing too, like, you know,
Dime a dozen.
all these projects have been rugging. I mean,
Yeah, and that's the hard part because you want to keep the ecosystem safe, right? And there needs to be like I like what ICPSwap is doing now, and I don't know if they did it before, but really vetting the projects instead of just listing. If you remember Donge, that was like a token way at the beginning of like ICPSwap, right? And it wasn't listed on there, so I didn't even mess with it. Like I normally didn't mess with any tokens that are not listed on ICPSwap. It tells you right there, anybody can create a token, and you need to be careful of rug pulls, right? And so I think ICPSwap over time, even at the beginning, they didn't list certain projects if they didn't have, some sort of like person behind it or a legitimate because Ghost got listed, right? But they had a legitimate project that was believed in by a lot of people. So I think that's a way to keep us safe. Our goal is to get Renegade listed on there, but they're going through their DAO proposal right now. So yeah, I think you being listed on ICPSwap is a huge indicator of where you guys are in your project, the belief the community has behind you, even ICPSwap. And I think that's very important going forward is having trust in the community. And these rug pulls, there's been a few out there that I've heard about that have been really bad, like Cook Token, rug pull. And unfortunately, they tried to reel me in on that one to promote for them, didn't pay me anything, and then pulled on the community. And I was like, damn, bro. So I don't really do free advertisements anymore unless it's a friend, or I'm doing an interview or something. Because of that reason, I want to protect our community. But then there's people going a little overboard with it. Like if somebody, makes a mistake, we need to understand if they don't just split. If someone makes a mistake, we need to find out why they made the mistake, the intentions behind that mistake, and then what they are doing to correct that mistake. And if those three criteria are met, then we need to be understanding that, hey, this is all new technology, but it all depends on the situation and the motives, right?
I'm so slow and methodical about everything that I do that it's hard for me to have any like l- give for the people that are not thinking and are just going crazy or whatever the heck they're doing. Especially if it's multiple times, and I don't there's some weird stuff going on, and and that's with people that are technically doxxed and stuff. So I mean, all these anonymous projects are that's people should just. I hope everybody's learned their lesson.
Well, that's why they're going to Anon
Uh,
because
so,
there is
and
a
I'll
lot
and
of
I'll say too for myself, I did go through and try to find the tokens, because you can find the tokens that are not yet listed on exchanges. You know, you can find them right when they make them. Um, Even that's not a good thing to do anymore, because it's worn out. You know, you can't invest on in projects that don't have founders anymore at all. In my opinion, there's no, it's a bad gamble. And I did play a little bit early on when the gamble was a lot better, maybe 50-50, because most people that were creating tokens actually were creating them for a reason, a good reason, or at least some reason. Uh, but now, no, I would definitely only go for legit projects.
And I get that, man. And it's hard to really understand a legit project unless you do at least a couple hours of research on that project. And I think a lot of people just ape in. And then they have those bots. As soon as a token gets listed, the bot comes in and just scoops up like as much tokens just to make money.
It didn't happen with my project.
It didn't?
No, I have none of that crap.
See, you're lucky you didn't list it. So now, anytime a new token gets listed, there's a bot that goes out in certain groups. And I'm not sure if it's every token or if it's just ICPI tokens. That might be a possibility. But as soon as they come out, a thing goes into a big group of just degens. You're talking about the two different kind of people in the ecosystem, and it goes directly to all the degens. So it gets pumped up really quick, and then they dump it on you later on, right? Especially if you make the market cap too small. But anyway, yeah, so that's the kind of thing that happens, that people need to be aware of. And you're right. We need people that know what they're doing, but we also need mentors in the space. And that's why I look up to people like you, is because, you know, one, you tell it how it is. Two, you're willing to help me try to figure out, or whoever, you know, try to figure out the next step. And so I think anybody should be able to build on the blockchain. That is the future, right? But not everybody should create a token. I think everybody should build on the blockchain, but not everybody should have a token.
Yeah, I mean, it's just diluting everything. Like a lot, if you have something to give, then a token might make sense. If you're just trying to extract value, then it's not going to make sense.
Well,
So
I don't even
people,
know how you would really make money with a token to extract value.
so right now, like you could see all these new tokens. They're just, you know, they don't mean anything. They're like
Yeah, like iCarly, like Grimmett, all those. Like, hey,
whatever
I'm
these
for
operating systems are. That's not an operating system. I don't like. I think they're just playing on the naivety of people, um,
ooh,
and not
I
really
don't like that. That's scummy.
understanding. Like, yeah, I mean, just think, people. If there anybody can make these, I can make a whole another 100 of these in a second. Like, the value is just not going to be there for any of these things, because there's no person behind it, or any way that they could develop anything on it. So, and not to
Yeah,
mention they're trying to take money out of the system. You know what I mean? Like, that's the purpose of it. So it's at whatever market cap it is, right? And once somebody buys some more of it, they're gonna sell some of theirs. It's just it's a slow rug, so it's forever. They'll keep doing it, you know, taking $10 a day or whatever, you know.
yeah, that's ridiculous. And there has to be some sort of a safeguard for that. Like, we should have
So the
like
big safeguard that needs to happen with all of these things is locked liquidity. You need to be able to lock your liquidity, right? You, me, and all of the projects, right? I put that liquidity in there. I can take it out. I can take all the liquidity out of it. That means all the ICP, all the OWL token, and any project can do that. You know what I mean? Because there is no locked liquidity. So,
yeah, unless you black hole it, right?
I mean, even so, you know what I mean? Unless they black hold it, which would be locked liquidity. You know what I mean? That would be locked liquidity. But right now you can't do that. So unless this new update has that, then it's still the
Well,
same.
you can send it to AA-AAAA, the
And
whole pool.
and they'll put it into the liquidity.
No, you send the liquidity pool. So if you go, the original liquidity pool you have, there's a thing you can transfer that liquidity, and what you do is you transfer it to a black hole address, and then that liquidity can never be taken out. It's black hole forever.
Right, but then it's yeah, that's kind of tough too, because we're on the wave. Like, are these exchanges here forever? Like, do I want to put my tokens on Toniq as well? So I'm gonna have to split a liquidity at some point if that's something that somebody wants to do. Is there another exchange that's gonna come out in the future?
Okay.
You saw a DIP 20 token turn into an IRC 20
Yep.
token.
Yep.
So there's so many different things. So I don't know. It's all the choice of the person, but we're not locking into anything. We have to.
Wow.
We're on the faith of Meta Owl right now.
You're making me think about stuff. So I might black hole 50% of our supply just so that I can get listed on ICPSwap. I know that's not what everybody needs to do, but I'm willing to do that if we need to. So yeah, I think we've hit about everything. Is there anything else?
That's definitely bullish.
Hell yeah. And once we get listed on ICPSwap, man, it's to the moon from there.
I think you're right. I think everything will be A-okay at that point.
Yeah, because trust.
Full disclosure, I am a holder of the Bitcoin Renegade token. I mean, the ICP Renegade token. I kind of aped in there. I'm actually a big holder. And I'm not selling.
He said he's not selling. Did you guys hear that?
Not at a loss. Not at a loss.
Not at a loss. Yeah, take profit. Like this was to reward you guys. So I just want to explain to everybody again real quick. I made this token so that I could reward our NFT holders. That was my whole focus on everything that I did. I didn't expect it to do so well at the beginning. And then it took a major dump, and I wasn't expecting, Meta L, thank you for purchasing. I wasn't expecting you to buy a bunch of tokens, but I do appreciate it. Those kind of things you can't expect, but our goal, because this happened, is to provide the best value for our holders. Like, because we appreciate it. We didn't expect it, but since it happened, we're going to do everything we can to move forward. So we're going to have a listing soon. Hopefully, Javi will post it in ICP Hub North America. We are talking with a couple Ethereum developers right now for our game. And we have a lot of people that are interested in our token, but they're kind of holding back until this airdrop. Let's just say that's the most that I can say about this. Is we have a couple big people in the community that really respect me, I guess, respect my brand, what I've done, and they want to invest in me as a person. And so I'm going to be, reaching out to more people for guidance for this project, like Mike. He's been a real supporter because he's like doing the exact same thing I am. So are you. So I think it's really important we come together and we help guide each other, because I might know something that you don't know, and like a bunch of things I don't know, and Mike might know something we both don't know. And I think it's really important that we teach each other, and listen to each other so that we can do that. And that's what I love about the ICP community. Kyle from Six Figs has really guided me, just a lot of these people. I'm not going to name drop, but I just appreciate that. Do you have anybody guiding you in your project before we kind of sign off?
I mean, I listen to pretty much everybody, but I mean, Jesse, who else we got? I mean, it's a pretty simple project. I don't really need much guidance. I guess that would be the thing.
What about with like the token?
What do you mean? Like,
so I need a lot of guidance with my token. Like, how did you get it developed? You're not a developer, right? So I mean, you must have
had Lighthouse help me.
So you do have guidance. Okay, good.
I mean, yeah.
A little bit,
bit.
just a little bit, man. Just a little guidance.
A little guidance, but I mean, yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, I've been here. I feel it feels like I'm just kind of part of the furniture at this point with ICP. But yeah, what was your question?
Just that basically is like who was the guiding factor, you know, that kind of helped you, and or are you guiding people as well? Let's ask that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do reach out and ask me questions. I feel like I do know a certain amount about ICP, and then also just real life, how things work, and the
Right.
combination of the two kind of helps.
I respect that, man, for sure. And you've guided me, whether you meant to or not. You've guided me in some major ways. So, and I hope this is just getting started, man. I hope we can really connect and just do stuff in the future together and just support each other in
Absolutely. I mean, we should do a project. I know I mentioned that before. I mentioned tarot cards.
I kind of ignored that because not on my wheelhouse, but we definitely need to do.
But it was weird because do you know that like a deck of cards is built from that? Do you know anything about a tarot deck?
I don't.
Yeah, it's not like anti-religious or anything.
Yeah, it's kind of sketchy for me though. That one thing, but we could work on anything else.
Well,
Like tarot cards.
I would say it's more like Magic the Gathering. You remember when everybody said the Magic the Gathering was the devil? You remember that?
Don't.
Yeah, they made so nobody could play Magic the Gathering at school and everything like that because it was anti-religious and everything like that.
Damn, see, I'm down with Magic the Gathering though.
Well, I'm just saying that's what they said about that. And you know about your name, right?
My name or just
The
Jeffrey?
Renegade name.
Oh, Renegade. I'm like my real name. Yeah, no. I do. What do you mean?
The anti-religious connotations to it.
Oh yeah, like somebody who drops their faith for So
right.
My name.
So there's tons of things. There's tons of things that like, people think are one thing but really aren't. I think that's one of them.
Right. So I mean, I've actually dabbled in that kind of stuff in the past. Like I've had my tarot read, and I actually dated a girl who was a tarot reader, and she's like, "You can't even touch these cards or something because they belong to me." I don't know. They have some weird little rules.
I think she was gaming you a little bit on that one.
Really?
Yeah, the tarot cards are like a deck of cards. The whatever's about them is already known. There's no mystic or whatever like that. The cards are just what the cards are. They're like written down in the book. It's not anything special.
That's kind of crazy. Kind of cool.
Yeah, but I would think that would be a kind of a cool NFT project. Because
they already have one, though, I believe.
Do they?
Yeah, they're tarot.
Yeah, I think I saw that, but does it work?
They're gone. I think most of the original projects are just gone. Right. So I don't know.
I don't know. There's also like Magic, right?
That would be cool.
Yeah, we could make a collectible card game. I know you said you wouldn't want to do something religious, but I think that would be cool to do something spiritual to, promote, positivity.
I'm super careful with stuff like that. Like my religion is the basis of like my whole life being changed. Mm-hmm. And like everything good that's happened to me has been
absolutely. So why wouldn't you want to spread the word?
Because I will not make profit off of religion.
Why do you have to make profit?
Maybe it was like all donated somewhere.
Yeah, no crap.
All of it.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you do that? Why would you try to make money of it?
Well, I would never do that. That was the problem. Right. So yeah, that's a good idea, man. We got to talk about that for sure.
Yeah, to help your brand out, to explain who you are more. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't even do it for that reason. But if we could help people, if we could help people, like,
can't,
you know, like the
they don't know
people
who
in
you are and
2A,
what you're about.
huh?
You can't help people if they don't know who you are and what you're about, you know.
Very true. Yeah. So I think we have like the basis of an idea there. I
Yeah.
would definitely be very careful, and like I'd have to pray about that kind of thing and stuff like that.
Yeah, have a thought about it. I thought about you with that because I know that you are, you know, a spiritual person. So,
Yeah,
um,
it's the
but
basis
I
of
mean, I'd be down with anything, and we could give away all the profits on anything that we do. You know what I mean? We don't have to we don't have to make it a business. We can, you know, do it for the community, and you know,
that's
you'll
that's the
we
point, man. That's
we
kind of what I
benefit.
like to do in everything. And if I
Yeah,
make money, cool. But like with a religious thing, I'm like, no, no money, all of it goes.
yeah, absolutely. Um, I mean, even making money is tough. Like, you know, it should be down the road. Any good business doesn't make money in the beginning. They make money later. You gotta find the community. You gotta do all these things first.
Yeah, and if you
Uh,
make your community money first, the money's gonna come in. You don't have
exactly.
to do anything because people are making money. They're going to invest in you because they're making money. They like you. And then you start making money down the road. And I think that's where ICP is at. I think that's where Amazon, you know, started and ended up at. And I think you're right. Any great company, patience. You will make money if you have patience. If you don't have patience, you're going to get wrecked in everything you do in crypto.
Yep. It's the marshmallow experiment.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
For sure. He said ancient Christians studied astrology. All good. Well, all my exes have been Pisces. So does that mean something, or is that just a coincidence?
I'm a Pisces.
Oh, no way. You might do all Pisces know each other? You might know my exes. No.
No.
He said, I had a guy yesterday tell me that he didn't care about tech at all because that's not what makes crypto pump. That's like pump and dump. That's what you're talking about. If that guy, that's what that guy was talking about. That's called a pump and dump. So he said, crazy idea about magic, but with stories from the Bible on cards.
I
Ooh.
love it.
I, so, okay. Okay. So it wouldn't be magic. You could use like,
No, we can't do magic. Magic's already magic. But
well,
the
yeah, you
cool thing
could like,
about games, right? The cool
like,
thing about games and some more alpha for everybody, they can't patent those things. Like you can copyright the rules book, you know what I mean? But the tapping stuff and all that stuff, you know, that's just a thing. We could do all that stuff.
okay. Well, I think we're going to call it
Love it.
the Northern Start and the High Sky. Okay. Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. This was a great interview. I'd love to have you on the channel again one day. We definitely need to keep in touch. And yeah, try to figure out something, man. If you could help me find a developer, that would be the best possible thing ever. But
I might be able to.
yeah, just keep
What are
me
you
in
trying to
mind.
develop?
That game, my game.
Okay, so what is the game gonna be?
So first, so we just need a demo right now. I might be able to get somebody to build the game once we have the demo. So basically, we need somebody that can use Boom DAO tools or use like Unity, Rust, and just kind of plug it in for the demo to the internet computer. And then we would need like game skins later on.
What
But
it-
we
what is it gonna be? Like a race, like a
Yeah, just a simple one person racing. This is just the demo though. It's going to be like a one player race against the computer for like a time lap. You know, like whoever gets the fastest time. And then after that, we're going to turn that into hopefully like a mission. And I don't know if we can go GTA style or just full racing game and have like multiple different players. I was talking with Stoll before, you know, IDS got too busy and stuff. And he was talking about how they have like regional areas where they can have all the people in that area match up and race against each other. But for what we need is just like a demo with one, one demo player and the rest computer.
okay. Yeah, I'll try to think about that one.
Yeah, if not, we are reaching out to other people, but I'm throwing my lines out there, all of them, and just seeing
There's
which.
people listening right now, right?
Yeah, yeah. So if you're a Unity developer, they can transition to Motoko in the future, or just can build a game and plug it into the internet computer. Hook us up. Hit me up for sure.
Boom.
All right, guys. That being said, goodbye and good ICP. Bang.